Can you believe it's been a year that I have this camera?
A designer, a teacher, and a friend. His show will make you laugh and entertain you to the end. He shares his life on video for you to get inspired. He doesn't take himself too serious, so just subscribe. Love pizza, love dolls, and love Nutella. Fabio will take you around with him and show you how La Vita è Bella. Hey.
It's been about a year that I've had this G7x Mark II from Canon, and it is safe to say that this is as close as it gets to the perfect point-and-shoot vlogging camera. I've already mentioned in previous videos that I've been using Sony and Panasonic, which are allegedly the good alternatives to Canon point-and-shoot cameras for vlogging, but I feel like the Canon still have a little bit of an edge above them. Now I know what you're thinking, what about 4K? Let's remove 4K from the equation for now. You see, at the moment 4K is a little bit of a... YouTubers, people like me that do videos like vlogs and so on, don't really need 4K yet. Also, 4K really isn't in the place where we need it to be. People cannot edit in 4K, and they cannot even record in 4K. But let me explain you why. Do you remember a long time ago we had these cameras which were HD ready and they could shoot at 720p, but then upscale to 1080p. Basically with today's 4K cameras, most of them, I'm not talking about all of them, this is basically what it's happening. The videos that these cameras record, it's not really full 4K, but it's just a smaller picture resampled to a bigger frame. Reason why I rather look for a camera that produces beautiful HD footage rather than a 4K camera where the footage doesn't look that good. So why do I go for Canon? Well, for once, the Sony really has issues with like battery life. The user interface when you go and operate the camera is terrible. I just don't know where to start, where to go when I need some specific function. The build quality of the Sony is also very poor in comparison to the Canon one. Sony also has some sort of like a policy where you have to buy the apps in order to unlock some advanced features, like for instance time-lapse or, if I don't mistake, even slow motion. The camera already costs like 1,000 euros, and then you have to pay the apps on top of that. It's just Panasonic, and I'm talking about the LX15, is a great camera, but it feels a little bit like an unfinished product. Very often you find yourself hitting the record button and the camera will not record, or the booting time, sometimes it will take a second, some other times it would take 5 seconds. There will be a lot of inconsistency recording footage. I remember me recording certain footage and then not finding it on the SD card. And reading on the forums online, I found out that some people also had the same issue. The build quality is actually really good of the Panasonic cameras. They feel very sturdy, very durable. But then again, all these half features, they just, like for instance, even the slow motion. Once you click on slow motion, you are not allowed to use the zoom anymore. And that makes it very difficult. Like for instance, if you're following a person and you want to zoom on that person, or like moving objects, it's just a limiting factor. Am I saying that Canon is perfect? No, absolutely not. But it is pretty good. The slow motion could be better. At the moment we only have 50 frames per second. The lens could be a little bit wider. In fact, when I hold the camera at arm length, I have the feeling that my face fills up the screen. I know I have a big face, but this is not the issue. The camera has 24mm equivalent. And of course with the image stabilization this is even more evident because the image is cropped a little bit. This could be something that they could improve, especially for vloggers. I remember mentioning in previous videos that the autofocus had issues, but actually since I recorded my face and put it into the face recognition system of this camera, the footage has gone a lot better. It has a great build, great battery life. I can manage to do a vlog and a half only on one battery. The image stabilization on this thing, it's fantastic. It really works. On the Panasonic and the Sony, it was there, but the footage still looked very shaky. Here it's very stable, very smooth. I really like it actually. It has great sound, the low light performance of this lens are fantastic, and of course the price of the three cameras that I've tested, the RX100 Mark IV and the LX15, this is still the cheapest one. You can find it for, I think, brand new 540 euros against the 600 euros of the Panasonic and the 1000 euros of the RX100. The price difference makes me kind of wanna lean towards this camera. Of course, in the future we can hope, especially for vloggers, if you are interested in making videos and you wanna get a Canon, that Canon will finally include a proper 4K recording system, maybe a wider lens for like close-ups and vlogging shots. Still, if you are now on the market for a point and shoot and you have the idea of making videos, making vlogs, go for Canon. You will not regret it. Guys, thanks a lot for watching. If you did like this video, hit the like button. Do not forget to subscribe and I will see you in the next video. Bye!